And let me get rid of that.
I think we're live.
Okay, hey everybody. Warren and Julie here, and let me get rid of something on my screen here. There we go. We are in, where are we?
Sibiu, Romania.
Sibiu, Romania. So we decided that we would do a live stream today and not talk just about Romania, but about the last 2 years that we've been traveling, slow traveling, since retirement.
Yep.
And we've stayed in some countries longer than others, and we've stayed in 8 countries for a fairly sizable amount of time that we can give you an idea of what it's like to live there and the cost. And each one of these countries, we've set up playlists. So if you're interested to have more information on each of the countries we're going to discuss and review, you can go into our playlist and look at those videos. But over the
Hi, Chris from Texas.
Yeah, so over the last 2 years, we went to Ecuador to start with. We'll talk a little bit about Ecuador. We'll talk about where we are now, Romania. We'll talk about Montenegro, Croatia, Bulgaria, Turkey. I'm missing countries here.
Croatia, you said.
I said Croatia, Bulgaria.
Serbia.
Serbia, of course, Serbia. Can't forget Serbia. Ukrain breaks our heart that's kind of off of our list right now, but we're going to kind of go over the different tiers of countries and what it costs to go there and retire or to visit and live for a length of time and see how it fits into your budget.
Yeah.
So Julie, go ahead and what is Romania at this point? Because this is the newest country that we've got our newest playlist on.
Right.
What is Romania running us right now for a month?
So we're doing $1,145 on our lodging for our 30-day period. Actually, it's about 29 days. $500 in groceries for the last 30 days. $550 in dining out. $620 in miscellaneous. And then we have our fixed expenses.
And so, like with the total per month, what is that coming out there as far as not including the fixed expenses?
You put me on the spot there. We weren't ready for that.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so while she's figuring that out, the fixed expenses that we have every month, regardless of what country we're in, we have a little over $100 a month that we spend on our T-Mobile telephone plan from the United States. It's an international plan that allows us to have free 2G data in most countries that we travel to. It's a good plan, but it's slow, so we just recently started using an Orange phone here in Europe, which is why we're able to actually live stream today, because we couldn't do that on the T-Mobile plan and be out on the street.
And that total, by the way, guys, is $3,360.
That's for this month, and that's including...
That's for the last 30 days.
And is that including the fixed cost?
That's all of our costs,
Oh,
yes.
that's fixed cost too. Okay, so that we take out $100 for the T-Mobile, and then we have $195 that we spend on health insurance. And for those of you that are not aware, we use I Am Global Health Insurance, and we use the Global Citizen Plan, and we have a $2,500 deductible, $1 million cap, and most of the plans through I Am Global that we have or that are offered are indemnity. So you pay first and get reimbursed, but if something major happens, they'll try to coordinate with the hospital or the facility in the countries that you're traveling to. So the I Am Global policy that we have is $195 a month for the two of us, and I'm 54, she's 47. So the cost will vary based on your age. And also, we are excluding some of the high-priced countries like Taiwan and Singapore and the United States, so that keeps the cost down lower. So if you're a traveler, if you're an expat, if you're a global citizen, if you're a missionary, you're going overseas to do school, and you're looking for medical insurance, I have a link inside of the video descriptions of most of the videos from our last year, and I'll put one on this one once I get back to the house. But you can run a quote for yourself on I Am Global, and if you use the link that I provide, I'll receive a commission for that. I'm going to tell you thank you in advance. But there's policies in there for people over 65 as well. If you're an expat like us traveling full-time, are outside of your main country, you want to look at the global citizen. If you're just going to do 2 weeks to a month, be bopping around maybe the Patriot plan. If you're an employer, take a look at the Patriot or the global citizen. And if you're over 65, there's the senior hopper plan. So you can take a look at that.
And of that total, I gave $545 as fixed expenses.
Okay, we have life insurance on us as well.
Yes.
So Julie will be taken care of. So a little over, so we're looking at what, $2,800 in expenses?
Yep, $2,800.
So that's Romania. Now Romania is, and we're sitting by a clock tower, everybody. There we go. That's good planning.
Hi from Tivat. Is that what I see? Hi.
Okay. So we are now going to talk about the countries that we've been living in. So we'll start off with the more expensive countries and work our way down.
Yeah.
So out of the 8 countries that we've spent quite a bit of time in over the last 2 years, the most expensive country, I think Julie and I both agree, is Croatia. So out
For
of
us, it was.
yeah,
Yes.
as we've been traveling through mostly Eastern Europe, and then we've had Ecuador in South America to start. But okay, Katie just stole my microphone. That's on my sleeve, so Julie can talk into it also. I hope it's working for everybody. So Croatia's been the most expensive by far in our experience so far.
But let's be clear, we were in Split and Dubrovnik. They're the most expensive cities. So,
yes. So Zagreb could be different, and
Correct.
we'll see about exploring
Coast is big
other
time
areas.
different.
But yeah, we as far as our budgets, that's been the most expensive months we've had, right?
Yes, they are.
And probably sitting around what, 4,000 plus?
It was $4,500.
So
yeah.
$4,500 a month for Croatia,
Yeah.
for living expenses and Airbnb. Now, when we are doing our Airbnbs, we're typically running on the more expensive ones. Are running about what?
We're averaging 12 to 1,400.
And in Croatia, we probably ran
We were at 15.
15.
Yeah.
1,500.
Actually, I'm sorry, 17. But we did have his mother for a period of time, so we had to do a 2-bedroom. So, just to be completely clear there. But we also, and I'm sure he'll say it as well, we choose to be as close to the city center as possible because that's our experience. So if we're going to go out for a cup of coffee, we don't want to get in a car and travel for 7 kilometers to the city center.
Yeah. So now what we understand is if you wanted to rent a place in Croatia, it's going to probably run you somewhere between 500 to 800
Yes.
euro a month for a decent place in a decent location for a couple. So you can say that we're paying about twice as much in Croatia as what somebody
yes.
might be renting for if they were there for a long-term period of time. The next level of countries, we'll throw kind of Bulgaria, Romania, and Montenegro, I think, into the same.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're
Definitely.
all really about the same cost of living. As you know, we own a home in Montenegro, and we love it there. But we did do an Airbnb there when my mom was staying with us because we have a 1-bedroom in the old town of Kotor. So when she was with us, we ended up doing a 2-bedroom rental, and that was about 1,200 off season?
Yes, that was 1,200 off season, 2-bedroom, no living room. So,
And
2-room.
And in Montenegro, if you were looking for a place on Kotor or Budva, Herceg-Novi for a long period of time, year-round, you're probably looking at somewhere in the ballpark of a 300 to 450 euro. You can go more expensive if you want it, but for something livable, I think that's what you're looking per month.
Yeah.
And our living expenses there all came out to under $2,000, probably $1,500 to $2,000.
Yes, not including lodging, yes. Mm-hmm.
And our fixed expenses.
Yes.
Yeah, so about $1,500 a month. You're eating out a lot, and groceries and your one-offs, buying your necessities. That's what you're looking at probably in those countries, and you could probably do it a lot cheaper. I think, as owning a home there, I think we could probably, if we wanted to, still have a comfortable life at $1,000 a month just buying groceries.
Yes, buying
and-
groceries, definitely. Groceries are really reasonable.
And still going out on a semi-regular basis. So it doesn't take a whole lot in those 3 countries to get by.
Correct. I've paid as little as €5 a pound for fish. So, I think you can do pretty well on what he's saying.
Yeah. And I guess, when we were discussing this over dinner tonight, it's probably going on 8 o'clock here, so it's a little bit, for us it's after dinner. So Ecuador is really, really popular with a lot of expats going out and looking for new places to live. And I think Ecuador may be a little bit more expensive than Serbia and Ukraine, which of course Ukraine is not really much in the picture at this point because of current situation, unfortunately. But Ecuador is a pretty low-cost place, and I think renting a home there, what, $250 to $400?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to live like a local, $250. If you're going to live more like what you're accustomed to, you're going to need to be in the $400, not €400, $400.
Yeah. And
that's most likely going to be unfurnished, to be honest. You're going to have to go up a little bit beyond that for furnished.
And if you look at our Ecuador videos, you'll see we've interviewed with a lot of expats and show what they lived on there, and everything from basically with rent included, as low as I think $1,000, going up towards I think you and I had the most expensive one with $2,400 a month, and we had a really nice luxurious place in the center of Cuenca.
And I had to actually, frankly, rewatch our videos on Cuenca because I kept telling Warren Cuenca was so much cheaper than places in Europe. And actually, to be honest, he was right. I was wrong.
Yeah.
They are not cheaper. You could get the special of the day, almuerzo, the lunch, and you could pay $3 for the lunch. But, if you wanted to truly go out to a restaurant and a restaurant experience like here in Europe, you definitely were in the $6 plus category most of the time.
Yeah, and I mean, really, you're looking at a lot of equivalents to Serbia. Our time in Novi Sad, we would go out quite often and go have our potage over the Danube from the terrace restaurant there at the fortress, and we did a really good video on that fortress, and gosh, it's escaping my memory at the moment. Petrovaradin, thank you. But we love Novi Sad, and we could easily live there, and you can find a place there for $200 to $400
we actually
a month
showed
long.
that. So yeah,
you're
you
a long-term
can.
renter.
And so there are differences in prices, a little here and there, but Serbia definitely offers a whole lot. But our least expensive option out there was Turkey.
Oh yeah, by far. So
and honestly, I got back into my spreadsheets today, and I was blown away at the difference. We're talking half. Not lodging. Lodging, honestly, when you're doing Airbnb and Booking.com, VRBO, you're going to pay the price. It's part of it.
Yeah, we were doing $1,200 a month rentals in Istanbul as well as in Antalya.
Antalya, yes.
I think it was $800 in Alanya, but those are Airbnb prices. So we found a place that we almost rented that we shared that was $400.
It was 4,000 Turkish lira a month.
About $400 a month is what it came out to be, less than $400 a month. And so living in long-term in Turkey, very, very cheap. And that's going out to a restaurant. We'd go, both of us, out for under $10.
My goodness, yes. Well, I mean, we got a beautiful glass of fresh juice for $1.27. I looked back at the spreadsheet today and just was shocked. And that was a huge glass of juice. It was 20 ounces. So there's a lot of value in Turkey. There's a lot of value in Serbia. There was so much value in Lviv, Ukraine, and God bless them. So there's so much in Europe There's Cuenca, Ecuador is a fabulous place as well. Truly, I miss the weather. I
Yeah,
am a mountain person.
We're not taking anything away from any of these countries in the
No.
order we presented them. All of them are cheaper than living in Orlando, Florida, for example, which
Yes.
we oftentimes we use Florida as an average type of place to live, especially like Orlando or Tampa, on some of the examples we give out there.
Correct.
Because obviously there's a wide range in the United States. You can have your New York, San Francisco prices, and you can have your Biloxi, Mississippi prices, and they're all over the place. But your Tampa, Orlando is kind of right in the middle. So if you look at the cost of what it would cost to exist in a typical U.S. city, all of these cities are much less expensive.
And, many of you people ask us often about medical, and not to go into exactly what happened with us in February, but we had an emergency, and one of us ended up in the urgent care ER, and we went to a very excellent hospital. We paid privately for it because it didn't even cost us our deductible. So we were very, very pleased with our medical.
Yeah, well, let me say, in a lot of places that we've been, we have a $2,500 deductible. We'd have to have something major or severe to get to $2,500 level in so many countries.
It's peace of mind.
Yeah, it's only there for catastrophic reasons. We know that we'll probably, hopefully, never even have to use our medical insurance, but it's great knowing that we've got that extra private insurance to cover us if there was a long-term need or something really severe.
The care we received was top-notch. I mean, it was like amazing. We were very impressed. And all out the door, we were under $1,000.
Yeah, that was MRI, CT scan, emergency room
everything.
visit. Yeah, so, so I'm going to say that we haven't intentionally been trying to go low cost, but it's been low cost, been a lot lower than we've ever expected our retirement to be at this point, which is great considering the way the stock market's been. And so I'm thankful for low cost living at the moment. And also the euro is at a fantastic rate to the dollar. So if you're a dollar holder, it's a good time to be looking at properties in Europe.
Yes.
Our upcoming travels will have us going to Poland, Hungary. We're going to go to Montenegro first for a little bit. We're going to go to back to Bulgaria for a little bit.
Yep.
And
so we'll be able to show the people that keep asking about Bulgaria. We're going to show them some more.
Yep. And then we're going to swing down to Turkey for a little bit in the winter before heading up to where are we going?
Spain
and Portugal with.
We'll be hitting through. I'm the one that's doing the itinerary, guys. So we'll be hitting through France. We'll be hitting through Italy. These are all going to be like 2-day stops.
Not the Spain and the Portugal. They're long-term.
Correct.
stays.
Lisbon, we're going to spend 35 nights. So we're going to be showing you Portugal, but it will be in the winter.
Yeah. So if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. I know we're doing a live stream, so most of you right now are subscribers. So stick around, look at those other videos, and if you're interested in any of the 8 countries that we just spoke about, there's a playlist for each of those, so you can look at the countries more in depth. We've done, probably some countries we've probably done 30 videos. I think Ecuador we may have 60 or 70 or 80 videos. So depending on the country, if you have a deep interest, go to that playlist section that we have, and you can look them up by the countries and see what we've put out there to explain some of the costs out there.
Yep. And there's truly value in the Balkans. There's so much to offer. Eastern Europe, the Balkans. I wish I could say Ukraine still. Hopefully
We're going to go back. We are going to go back once this Putin's war is over. We will go back to Lviv, and
definitely.
And we kick
it
ourselves.
was on the schedule.
Yeah, we kick ourselves for not going to Kiev and Odessa at that time, but we love Lviv so much we put our time in Lviv, and we still recommend going to visit there when this whole what show is over with.
And Poland, we're going to be able to show you a lot. We're staying there just shy of 2 months in Budapest, which many of you want to know more about. Hungary, we're going to be there for a full 30 nights.
But also when we're in Poland, we plan on doing some trips. We'll be staying in Krakow, but we'll probably cross the border over to Prague and to Slovakia, and we'll probably head up to Warsaw for a little bit in Gdansk. So we'll show some other areas, but we'll be home basing out of Krakow.
Well, we'll be staying one night in Slovakia on the way up. We're also going to be showing Sarajevo for a 2-night stay potentially. We're staying 2 nights, but whether or not we get much time, on camera.
So some places when we're just passing through, we might not do a whole lot because it'll be more quick tourist stuff, and so we just have to see what we put together. I've got a lot of video still on that's never been used in Montenegro, never been used yet for Brasov, so I'm going to still get some more Brasov stuff out before we get to the Cebu videos for where we are currently. And so look for that stuff, and we got more interviews coming up in the future as well.
Yeah. And, if any of the countries we mentioned you want to know something about, you have some interest in, or you're going to be there, please let us know. Let us know your schedule so maybe we can try and have a coffee together.
Yeah. So anything else to add?
No, I would just say thanks a lot for watching us. We really appreciate it. And we really are looking forward to continuing to showing you Europe.
Yeah. And I'm curious to know how well this live stream goes because we're using our other phone as a hotspot.
Yep.
So hopefully all goes well. And I guess
There
the clock
goes the
is
tower.
telling us it's time to cut it. There it goes. You guys want to listen to that for a little bit?
Have a great evening.
Yeah, so until next time, have a great day, everybody.